pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Father John Boyer, the Annunciation Church is here. He's going to... Oh, there he is.
Pray. Almighty God, you created the heavens and the earth. In the fullness of time, you made heaven upon earth and instructed us to make the kingdom of God present on earth. And so you allowed man to establish institutions and government so that what is in heaven was in earth. Therefore, Almighty God, look upon all your civil government leaders of this nation and of this place of Homer Township, Homer Glen. Bless especially Stephen, Vic, Michael, Robert, Angel, Carmen, Brent, and Michael. Endow them with the virtues of wisdom and prudence and fortitude. Bless their good intentions as is your good will. And bless all of us. Grant us long life, health, and salvation. For you are holy, our God, and we render glory to you, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, now and ever and forever. Amen.
Amen. Okay. Clerk will call the roll.
All right, Trustee Rivera.
Here.
Trustee Clausen.
Here.
Trustee Bonomo.
Here.
Trustee Shea. Here. Supervisor Ballage.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay, next, I'm going to call for a motion to open a public hearing for the Homer Township FY year 2024 budget and appropriation ordinance.
I'll start the motion. I'll second.
I'll take a roll call. Trustee Clausen.
Yes.
Trustee Shea. Yes. Trustee Bonomo.
Yes.
Trustee Rivera.
Yes.
Supervisor Ballage.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Before we have the public comments, we froze the everything again, so there will be no tax increase again. So since we've been here, there's been 0 tax increases 3 times, and the first time we cut 20% of the dollars out. So, everyone can look at us and see that we're not taxing out of your house. And every time we freeze the tax, just so everybody knows, when we freeze the tax, that means we're not taking the new construction. There's a lot of new construction. So that means that when that money comes in, we're not taking any of it, so that means it lowers your property tax on the township side. So it's real important for everybody to know that by freezing it, we're saving money. So we're going to go on to the public comments.
There is none.
Okay. We want to do this one next, and you want to do the second one first?
Yeah.
Motion to approve the Homer Township FY 2024-25 tentative budgets as presented and published at Founders Crossing General Assistance, Open Space, Park Developer Contribution and Town Fund for fiscal year April 1st, 2024 through March 31st, 2025.
Make that motion.
Second.
Call the roll.
Okay, I'll take a roll call. Trustee Shea. Yes. Trustee Rivera.
Yes.
Trustee Clausen.
Yes.
Trustee Bonomo.
Yes.
Supervisor Ballage.
Yes.
Okay, motion
We
passes.
motion to end public hearing and return to the regular meeting. Make a motion, somebody?
Motion.
Second. Okay, I'll take a roll call. Trustee Rivera.
Yes.
Trustee Shea. Yes. Trustee Bonomo.
Yes.
Trustee Clausen.
Yes.
Supervisor Ballage.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, now we're going to move on to public comments.
Okay, it'll be 1 second because I need to get my timer going.
And so everybody knows, everyone has to be signed in, which they are, and they get 3 minutes. per person.
Yes, give me just 1 second, please.
Us people.
Sure.
Kind of one of the older people from Homer Glen right now. I've been here for 20 some odd years. And I own a farm with horses that are all rescued, so I think everybody kind of knows what I do. I rescue animals that other people don't want. They're on their way to the glue factory. We rehab these animals. These are animals that are vicious. They want to kick, they want to bite. I give them time, love, and energy. My idea in life is that every human being, every living being has a good side to them. So as I say that, and we bring these animals back to loving, caring, kissing me, I'm kissing them on the lips, all the good stuff. I think about the pros and cons of Homer Glen and everybody fighting for what they think is this and that. I voted in the recent polls on my heart, not my what most people wanted me to do politically. So I jumped out of what was my comfort zone in my politics and voted for what I thought was the best for Homer Glen right here. So I don't want to get into that, Democrat or Republican. These people right here are fighting to keep this a really good community. I came from a town, Burridge and Hinsdale, we always said town, this is a community. And I love this community. They have really come to help me a lot, and I'm hoping that I'm helping them with ideas and things like that, which I never thought I would do before. So I want people to understand that everybody has their ideas of how things should go, but everybody has to look inside of everybody else and say, there's good. I want to see people saying it's half full, not half empty. I'm so tired of the infighting with everybody in Homer Glen. We have to come together, because for what we're fighting for right now, and everybody's doing this infighting, it is so minuscule to what's happening in the world with people and fighting and wars and starvation and abuse and animal abuse even in here and elderly and child abuse. We have to stop it. We have to be put together. So I love this community, so everybody stop the infighting, please, please.
Thank you. Regina Robinson. Regina, would you mind coming this way so we could get you on camera? Thank you. Thanks, Regina.
I've been a resident for 28 years. My husband and I have been involved in every activity that's gone on in Homer Township or Homer Glen as volunteers, every one. We're involved in the incorporation of the town. This open space land acquisition was made to preserve, back in the day, in 1998, open space preservation referendum passed overwhelmingly by representatives of Homer Township in an effort to preserve a portion of the township's historic rural character from the rapid urbanization encroaching on the area. It was passed 20 years ago that the land would be open space for passive recreation. And 20 years, and this has been a while longer, because I gave this presentation once before. The taxpayers probably had to pay in between an extra $5,000 and $10,000 added to the property tax to pay off the bonds by open space. The Osley grant, which was how this all came to be, repeats over and over again at least 6 times in the compliance for approved projects that all farming and operations and non-recreational uses shall cease in perpetuity. Over and over again, no organized, no commercial, anything. That's from the government. This puts a government entity in competition with our businesses and already struggling businesses to stay open by building some kind of a commercial, social that isn't open space available to everybody. Read the Osler grant, it'll say it over and over again. I think we have a lot of issues with the water bill, huge tax increases that we just received this month, gas, food prices. I don't think anybody wants to start paying any more to support extra personnel, equipment, or anything else when this was meant to be beneficial and enjoyable to everybody. Open space, period. There should be picnic benches out there with pavilions, bike path, walking trails, nothing that's shut off from the
15
general
seconds.
public. Read the Osler grant. And whatever happened to the town center by the senior housing, it's platted, it's over there, meant to be for open space
Regina,
and a building for a town center.
Regina, your time is up, but thank you very much, okay?
Oh, thank you. And the Tratina Farm is on the way west corner of town where
Regina,
there's nobody. All of the
Regina,
subdivisions are up
Regina,
by that platted.
please, you've got your 3 minutes, thank you
Oh.
very much. Yeah, it's up. I don't know if you heard me. I'm sorry. Okay, Dan Horsey, please.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jan Horsky. I live in Joliet, Illinois. 71 years old. I am an Army veteran, graduate of college. Been married this past May 25th, 50 years to the same woman. And also celebrating my 50-year graduation anniversary this year also. Married and graduated same year. I am here in support of Steve Ballich. When Donald Trump was indicted on those counts of felony, 34 felony counts, it was a dark moment in U.S. history. Never happened before. Prosecuting a political opponent has never happened before. Clinton was not prosecuted for
Please give
lying
this
under
time
oath.
to speak,
Stop the timer.
or you will leave.
Is this electioneering?
Sir, please take her out of here.
For what?
Please take her out of here.
Thank you.
One in the right, please, ask her to leave.
Interrupting.
Show respect to a veteran, please.
I'm sorry.
Respectful to the voter.
That figures college students out.
Please, order, please. Order, please, thank you. Please give respect to whoever is speaking, so you will get the same. Thank you. Okay?
Clinton was never a prosecutor, and he lied under oath. And Donald Trump was accused of misdemeanors that the statute of limitations ran out of, so the prosecutor changed it to a felony, which is illegal, and he should be disbarred for that. What's happening in America now, and I'm getting to Steve Ballich in a second, what's happening in America now, Stalin would do it as well as any banana republic to try to get their political opponents out of the way. On every coin and every dollar bill, it says e pluribus unum, out of many one. And that's what we're all supposed to be as American citizens, following our Constitution and trying to become one, the beacon of freedom in the world. Liberty can, people can become whatever they want when they have liberty, okay? Liberty does not mean one party or the other giving away a lot of stuff and saying everybody's equal. That's not liberty, that means you're a slave. In God we trust. God is the God of the Bible. God gives us inalienable rights. It is the source of our moral values. Rights come from God, not from man. If rights were given from men, men can take them away. with the exception of the Civil War, what we are seeing now with the persecution of a man that wants to make America great again, this is the greatest internal battle for in American history. Steve, on that day, by the way, I'm going to quote the American flag, U.S. flag quote. Okay, Steve, on that day, as his right to speak freely, to think freely as an American, decided that that was a dark day in history, and he decided to fly the flag upside down. Second statute in the American U.S. Flag Code, the flag should never be displayed with the Union Star blue canted down, except as a signal of dire distress in instances of extreme danger. He has a right as an American to say this was a dark day in America. So Steve, keep your chin up. You did the right thing.
Right.
All right, next we have Katie Schlappman. Oh, I'm sorry. It's okay. Nobody can say that, right?
Hello, Homer Township, Homer Glen, Village of Homer Glen. I'm Katie Jean Schlappman. I grew up here in Homer. My family still lives here. I myself am an Air Force veteran. And when we talk about the way we treat the flag, I know many people are upset because an individual decided that on a day they felt distress, they were going to fly that flag upside down. Now, dire distress, for anyone who's ever been in dire distress in our country, knows what that means. And for me, when I was serving, that day happened August 26, 2022. That happened for me when 13 members of our Marines were killed in Afghanistan when our current administrative government in Washington pulled out worse than they did in Vietnam. In my opinion, now I wasn't in Vietnam, but talked to Vietnam vets, I felt it was almost as bad. $1 billion worth of things left there. So in my mind, I've been flying that flag in distress for a while, on top of everything that goes on politically. And unfortunately, we have the infighting in Homer to either publicize one side of Homer or the other. This is America, and I'm an American. And whatever is done to that flag is how one American is protesting to another. I'm waiting for some of these other elected officials to come out and get upset when other places pull down our flag and put up the Palestinian flag. Pull down our flag and put up another flag. Where are those elected officials then? Because in my mind, that's dire distress as well, because people aren't respecting the flag. But unfortunately, I fought and served, so everybody who has an opinion has that right. Now, there is actually a Supreme Court case from 1974. I believe it is Spencer versus Washington, meaning Washington, the state of Washington, where a student was flying the flag upside down. And it went all the way to the Supreme Court because at the time, I believe there were shootings and different things going on there, and felt that the country was in distress. That case was heard, and it was shown that putting the flag upside down, is protected under that as a sign of distress. I felt like respecting that flag. I put it upside down because the country I feel is in distress. We're overtaxed. We've got other things going on. We've got 10 seconds. Service members, overseas who aren't being treated right. Veterans coming back that are having issues. We are in distress. I feel distressed.
Thank you, Katie.
Thank you.
Father Thomas.
My name is Father Thomas Loy. I'm the pastor of Annunciation Byzantine Catholic Church in Homer Glen. It's on Wilcook Road. It's the church that sits on the prairie. It's on the prairie. It's got the gold and blue domes. Byzantine Catholic Church. I'm also a stakeholder in Homer Glen because I was there when we were building our church. It was the same time Homer Glen was being formed. And asked us, all the residents, to be stakeholders, had these big tables, these big maps, and literally drew and formed Homer's land. So, also my church, we solved, as we built our church, we developed it with the prairie, we actually solved a water problem, which just was not a problem, it was a gift that 2 counties could not even solve. So I am invested in this community from the beginning. I was watching TV and I see on the news about a township flying a flag upside down. They said it was Homer Township. They didn't give any names though, so I thought to myself, I think that has Steve Ball's name all over it. So I called Steve and I said, Steve, was that you? Were you behind that? He goes, yeah. And some people were disagreeing with me. I said, oh, okay, all right. All right, I'll come down, say a few words, but for what it's worth. The flag, as you can see here, the flag is used in different ways. It symbolizes different things. Right now it's just here, quietly. We pledge allegiance to it. Sometimes it's flurried as a sign of victory. Sometimes it's a half-mast when somebody dies, right? And, as we heard, it's also a symbol of distress. And I believe that what Steve was doing, what Homer Township was doing, like turning that flag upside down and flying it that day, and many other people, notable people did too throughout the country, was not so much about Trump. It really wasn't about Trump or Democrat Republican. It was about expressing that our country is in distress. It's about, once again, what we witnessed in that trial. It was not about Trump. It could have been anybody. It was about, once again, a glaring example of how our cherished institutions, all of them, education, government, justice system, all of them have been commandeered as venues to push ideologies. And their integrities, upon which this country was founded, has been eroded. That was a distress. Not Trump, not Democrat, Republican, conservative, liberal,
10 seconds, please.
but the integrity of our country, our institutions. I would like to propose, personally, Steve was a prophet, he was honest. And I propose this country,
That's hilarious.
every institution, civil government building, should fly a flag upside down.
Three minutes.
Till we can
3 minutes.
the integrity
Thank you,
of what
Father.
this country was founded on. Thank you.
Can I please ask for quiet and no comments while someone's speaking? Thank you. Mike Dean.
Our institutions
Excuse me
are
one
under
second.
attack.
Mike, please excuse me 1 second. Can everyone please be quiet?
I heard the word bigot here. I heard the word shaking her hand. That was my daughter up here talking. She has sand on her boots. I don't know what father would want to see her daughter in a war zone. None. Not even me. You should read the book, Pete. It's about the military. You know, how he talks about how it's under siege right now by our government. It's a disgrace what they're doing. People nod their head yes or no or whatever it is. But I actually want you to go out and read the book. And in the front cover of this book, there's a flag. It's upside down. It's an upside down flag by a hero who tried to serve our country. And our politicians took him out of that major that he was because he was going to serve for January 6th to help them protect it. But no, they took him out. We are under siege in this country. Big time. And if anybody here had people serve in the Revolutionary War, I'm going to talk to them afterwards. The Civil War. World War I, World War II, my relatives all did. Some of them died. Some of them lived. So I have a big case in this. And what I see going on in this country, and Father already hit it with all these institutions under attack, they are. Name me one that isn't. Name me one. CRT, DEF, in our school system. Never should be there. Faith, never should be in there. Going after Christians. You see the Jews can't even go to school in my country that we served in. Can't even go to school. Shame on us. Shake your head no. Because I hear the same libs always say it's good. How shameful. I cannot believe what's going on in this country. I served, I was spit upon, I lived still, and I got Agent Orange. And if anybody served in Vietnam, they know that 300,000 men are still dying of Agent Orange and nobody really cares. Yeah, we're under distress, and I put my flag under distress because that was my daughter up here. And I said, you can always put your flag upside down, like I did when Carter gave amnesty to 58,000 men. Some of my own friends died. Wasn't that great? Come on back. Shame on us. Vietnam, spit upon. Call it a disgrace. College people, I came back to this country here, and if you're talking, oh, you're an imbecile for going over there. Kept quiet. Nothing. I understand. Can I get 2 more minutes from the board?
I motion to give him 2 more minutes.
Really?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Yes.
Our lives have changed in the last 4 years. I wish I could read Pete's final words about his own kids going into service, even though he was ousted. He loves the country so much, he would bring his kids into the service. Him. This guy here, who served, he takes the flag, puts it upside. I have done it before Steve has even done it. Back in '79. Nobody made a big thing about it. Neighbor came over to me and said, why's it upside down? I told him, walk back. Understood. But this is the American flag I fly now. And everybody talked about, I saw the one soldier here. My name was Sergeant Dean in the service. Now I'm a patriot. I'm Patriot Mike Dean. A patriot. And that's what goes back to our Revolutionary War. They were patriots. I heard Marines talk, I heard Army talk, Navy, Air Force. But when you talk about a patriot coming out of his houses and fighting for his right, that's what I'm going to do now. I'm fighting for my right. And if my right is flying this upside down, I'll do it. I understand now that people have different views about the flag flying it right. I do all the time, but right now, no. It is in distress, and it isn't because of Steve. I'll guarantee it isn't because of Steve.
5 seconds, Mike.
It's because what's going on in this world right now. God bless everyone in this world, and God bless America, and we better start praying for the Jews, because remember, Hitler wanted to destroy them.
God bless you.
Thank you, Mike. Okay, Alan Moriarty.
I'm going to read a statement that was written by a longtime Homer Township resident, Nancy Hockenberry. She couldn't make it in time to sign in, and we knew that there would be no exceptions made for somebody
She
who
come up right
wanted to
in
sign.
here.
Yeah, up
Can you
here.
please come up to the front?
So, I'm here tonight to talk about a history of this board doing whatever they want. For
Ellen,
those
up
who
here,
haven't been paying attention,
We can't hear you.
Steve Balich and his board have been projecting their personal views on the township since they got elected in 2021. In September of 2021, with a mere 200 signatures from a local church, this board made a proclamation that Homer Township is a sanctuary for life. There was no public input, just a proclamation that was voted on and rubber stamped. Many citizens are pro-choice. Many of your constituents are pro-choice. You're supposed to represent all of us. Those who spoke out were labeled as baby killers, of course. In October 2021, this board made a resolution protecting the Second Amendment. Did they ask if anyone was anti-gun or pro-sensible gun laws? They did not. It was voted on, rubber stamped. These proclamations and resolutions are not laws, nor do they have any legal power. They are simply this board proclaiming that what Homer Township believes is what they believe. And that is so far from the truth. So check that change.org. 947 signatures want you to step down, Mr. Ballage, for flying my American flag. That flag there belongs to me. This building belongs to me. You want to fly it upside down in your home? That's fine. That's what you do. You don't fly my flag upside down. You don't make that decision for me. You open every meeting with a clearly Christian prayer. In 2021, 2022, 2023, the township displayed a large nativity in front of the township. Is everyone in the township Christian? Did they ask? They did not. Changed rules, discouraged and mocked people asking about other holiday displays, religious displays. Those who spoke out at the township meeting were called Satanists and berated in public comments and given the finger. Right after she told everybody how we needed more Jesus. Which brings us to the upside-down flag, another instance of this board projecting their personal, political, religious, and ethnic beliefs on every citizen in Homer Township.
15 seconds.
Okay. What did they think they could get away with? Why did they fly it at the township but not at their own homes? They did it because they have gotten away with it in the past. They are not acting on our behalf, nor do they represent us. They need to be voted out in 2025.
Ellen, you're done. Thank you. Jessica Barnes.
Hi everybody, Jessica Barnes, resident of Homer Township. The views I'm sharing today are my own and do not represent any group. I'm here tonight to talk to you all about some simple math. 600 is greater than 200. About 200 signatures is what you got from a very conservative church in Homer Township to make a symbolic declaration of the entire town of Homer being, or Homer Township, being a sanctuary from abortion. You didn't ask any other churches or any other denominations, and you certainly didn't ask the residents of Homer Township. Further on, your own few signatures is all it took for you to declare that immigrants are not welcome in Homer Township. Your 2A declaration also didn't have any input from anybody but yourselves. You're supposed to represent all of us here, not just yourselves and your own views. But you continue to put your personal opinions ahead of everybody's views. This includes a member of your own party that you squelched her vote to actually take her election from her. Then you took it upon yourself to fly our nation's flag upside down. When I called you to demand you to fix it, you didn't want to talk about the flag with me, Steve. You wanted to tell me all about how Trump was going to save us all. And I told you like 10 times, I'm not calling you to talk about Trump. You and I will never see eye to eye on that. So let's just talk about the flag. And you didn't want to. This is just another example of you and your board shoving your political views down the throats of all of us residents. You don't represent me, and you don't represent a lot of people here, and it's really getting embarrassing. This petition on change.org asking you to resign has almost 1,000 signatures. Now let's be fair, 60% of the signatures on here are from local people. So let's just toss out the other 400, okay? So we have 600 people. Now 600 is still greater than 200, right? and 600 is definitely greater than 0. I might not know a lot of stuff, but I can do math. 600 people want you to resign. So why can't you go ahead and declare that? By your own math logic, that more than qualifies you to make that kind of declaration. Other towns laugh at us. Businesses don't want to come
20
here.
seconds.
People don't want to shop and eat here or move here because of the reputation that you have carved out for us. Everyone that lives here needs to stop being apathetic and start speaking out, or we're going to continue to be on Reddit and the news and not in a positive light. Listen to the will of the people for once this time, because I know how to
3
do that
minutes.
math.
Thank you, Jessica.
Thank you.
Steve? Next.
Chemnitz.
Chemnitz? I was close.
Chemnitz.
Chemnitz.
Yes.
Okay. Steve.
Hey, Pete, hey, brother, welcome home, man.
Thanks a lot.
I lost my father from the Agent Orange.
Yeah.
Lost an
Yeah,
older
yeah.
brother in Vietnam. Got a deployment myself, so I hear you, man.
Thank you.
Man, thanks for wearing the American flag on your belt, brother. I had my American flag shirt on today, and I got into it with migrant, minding my own business. Can you believe that? Yes, I did. And you know what? I'm not a Republican, young lady, and I'm not a Democrat. I'm talking, so don't get me wrong here. I'm a libertarian constitutionalist. I believe in the Constitution. I believe in the Second Amendment. Our guns will never go away. Never. If they want my gun, they can come and get them. They get them bullets first. I serve my country for the Constitution. There's nothing wrong with finding a flag upside down. Nothing at all, young lady. I will go get 1,000 signatures in the next 2 days for that. And then you're mad. The thing we got going here is there's too much divisiveness. There's not enough heart, like the one lady said. I have heart. I know what it's like to lift the kid off the ground and give them some of my food. I know what that's like. But my country is in distress. Okay, big time. When I got brothers at the VA that can't get the proper treatment, and we're taking care of migrants and immigrants left and right, that appalls me. Very much so. There's nothing wrong with taking care of this country first, and then we can help each other. For everyone that comes here, it costs $77,000 to house one inmate, and that's what it costs per migrant. Now, who's going to pay for that? Look, your county they didn't raise taxes on you, but guess what? It's coming. It's inevitable. It's coming. Well, you got to support what you want. Hey, you video me. Do I look good? Is my hair out of place? I don't know, man. I just wish everybody get along like the one lady said. You know, there's faults on both sides, but you can't beat a man down in a council that hasn't raised your taxes. I mean, that's just common sense. That's just my point. I'll get some signatures and with that we'll see if we can add right.
Hello. I'm here to talk about item 9D, which is 143rd Street. A couple sentences down, it says that it's disappointing that the village still doesn't follow the Homer Township's lead and has not filed a lawsuit. As of 4 o'clock today, there was no lawsuit filed on behalf of the township, so unless I'm missing something, you can inform me after the meeting, that would be great. It also says in here that you urge, Mr. Portfolio, that you urge residents to reach out to me and find out why we haven't filed a lawsuit. But maybe you should follow your own advice, because you haven't reached out to me one time since you've been in office, except for to yell at me in public. So I really appreciate it. If you guys wanted to have a conversation about the township, the village, and are standing on 143rd, I'm happy to talk to you about it. Many residents have. Now regarding this flag, thank you, Mr. Dean, for Patriot Dean. Thank you, veteran from Joliet. Thank you, all the veterans. I have to say a few things. I am pro-Second Amendment. I am pro-life. I am a Republican. I'm not mad that Mr. Balish felt the country is in distress. I agree. Our schools are in trouble. Our groceries are high. This country is in serious trouble. As mayor, I don't have the authority to fly our flag upside down. I only have the authority to fly the flag at half staff. That was the disappointment I had in Mr. Balish. As I stated, I am a Republican. I did not like, and I still don't like, what happened to Mr. Donald Trump. But I don't have that right to speak for everybody in the village. If you wanted to fly your own flag upside down, good for you, proud of you for that. However, doing it on a municipal building, you can't, in my opinion. There was comments made about the village or other officials not stepping up or saying anything about the American flag. That is not true. Our board had recognized the boys from North Carolina who held the American flag up. We actually sent them a Patriot Award from the Village of Homer Glen, and we did recognize them at the village board meetings. We also recognized our Boy Scouts, who put out 380 American flags for 6 holidays throughout the village. I'm sorry, I'm not feeling well, I just got off a flight. I do think we need more God in this village, and I do think that the infighting needs to stop. We can't get anything done. I'm asking for everybody to stop. Miss Chrislin from Chrislin's Farm, you said it perfectly. We're not getting anything accomplished.
Christina, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Your time is up, but thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Lisa Wakanda.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Teresa Casanda. My husband and I have lived here for 39 years, raised our kids live here, our grandkids live here. We love this town. A while back, at the Village of Homer Glen meeting, Steve, you called me and several other residents communists because we spoke out about open space. I don't think you know the definition of what a communist is, and I'm going to ask you to look it up when you go home. It's time you look in the mirror before you name call. This lady here asked that we all get along, needs to start here. It needs to start at the top, not the bottom. So myself and the other people that were called communists, we're still waiting for an apology, will not hold my breath. My husband and I were appalled that the American flag was hung upside down. This flag is not a Republican flag, and it's not a Democrat flag. It is an American flag. It represents every man and woman who put on a uniform, fought, and died for this flag. And I thank every one of the veterans in here for that. We have a lot of veterans in our family. We have veterans who have died in our family. And we do nothing but respect the flag. We, as homeowners, my husband and I, we fly an American flag properly every single day and have for over 35 years. The flag is up 24 hours a day. It has a light on it when it's dark, and it's flying all the time. And it flies that way, not upside down. Then you fly the flag between Memorial Day and D-Day. 2 of the most important days in all of the veterans in American history. I don't understand why you would do that. If you don't know how to respect a flag and you don't know how to care for an American flag, ask a Boy Scout. They will teach you. There are so many great things that are happening in Homer Glen, but the shenanigans and the disrespect are what we see on the news. And I'm sick of it. I'm just sick of it. We never see anything good that's coming out of Homer Glen on Channel 9 or Channel 5 or Channel 7. We only see crap, and I'm really tired of it. Maybe it is time for you to step down. Father, you said it was not about Trump. It was Trump's flag. It's our flag. It's not a Republican or a Democratic flag. And until everybody understands that, we're never going to get
2
along.
seconds, please. 3, okay, you're up.
And-
Sorry,
Okay, Mike, thank you for your service.
And thank you for your comments about we do need to get along better. Okay,
Dominic Pacello.
I signed up.
Oh, you?
Now you have to speak.
Tidy. Do you want to speak or no?
You can, you don't mind.
I'll pass.
Your pass?
Yeah.
chicken.
Brent Cornelio.
Stand over there.
Please, give him a
Happy Father's Day, everybody. I'm not a veteran. My mom had brothers that were in the military. My father had siblings that were in the military. They fought in World War I and II in Korea. And what they told me when I was a little boy was they fought for freedom and democracy. That's what they told me. Freedom of choice. So everybody knows what the First Amendment is. The First Amendment allows people to protest and speak their mind, whether it's good or it's bad. Everybody does it. Everybody remembers back during COVID, the BLM riots, people were killed, businesses were burned down and looted. That's one end of the extreme. Right now, Hamas was mentioned. People are taking the American flag down and flying the Hamas flag in its place. They're terrorizing college campuses. This is all their right for a choice and to express themselves with protesting. It's all over the place. And even we see the rainbow flag replaced at schools of some of the American flags. It's a form of protest that my relatives and the other people that have fought in this room that have relatives in the military, they fought for freedom and for the right to protest. However they want to protest, whether it's good or bad, we all have to accept it. As a Catholic, it's very difficult for me during Christmas time to see the non-Christian displays at the administration building, but you know what? It's a freedom of speech, and I gotta keep quiet about it. But it upsets me greatly, but that's what it is. It's a freedom of choice, and it's a protest that's allowed. So we heard a number of people come up here tonight and signify what it means, and it's distress, and it's allowed for the code that was brought up by this gentleman over here. So all I'm saying is that democracy and freedom is what everybody fights for, and it doesn't matter how they protest or express themselves, but we have to accept it, and that's all I gotta say. Thanks.
Jim Shake.
So I pledge allegiance to the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag, right? Last part of that goes with liberty and justice for all. Justice for all, not just for some, justice for all. This was not about Trump. Okay? Trump was the last straw because we kept seeing everything going on where these people are getting punished and these people are not getting punished. That's not justice for all. According to Steve's press release, he said he believed there needs to be a conversation happening about what's going on. We need to have a conversation about all of this, okay? And this is a good start, okay? We can argue about it, we can debate about it, we need to have the conversation. It has to happen. Is the country in distress? I mean, you can argue about that too. What does distress mean? Is it live fire? Is it mortars coming in? Is it hostages? Or is it that our Constitution is actually being destroyed?
Yep.
Some vets in here speak up, and I talked to a bunch of vets myself, and some of them are for it, some of them are against it, some of them are in the middle of the road. But the one vet that I want to take my wisdom for was the guy who came out and gave an interview on the 80th day of D-Day. the 80th anniversary of D-Day. I don't know if you guys saw the interview, and I apologize, I forget the guy's name. But he was telling the reporter with tears in his eyes, we fought for this country. This is not the country we fought for.
Right.
This is not the country that my friends died for. This guy was there on Normandy, right? With tears in his eyes, he said, I do not recognize this country anymore. Okay, that's who I'm going to listen to. The guy who was actually there. Okay, equal justice under the law is the glue that holds our Constitution together. John Adams, good, is a good example of that. Boston Massacre happened. They wanted to string up the redcoats in the streets. John Adams took a lot of crap for defending those redcoats. Okay, he said we cannot start this country, okay, the way we wanted to have it without equal justice under the law. He took a lot of crap. People were attacking him. His friends unfriended him. We didn't have Facebook back then. So, do we have equal justice? Are we in distress? So we got people that could burn down cities for months and murder 12 people, injure 2,000 police officers, cause billions of dollars worth of damage, and practically no one goes to jail. But then, on the other side, we have basically a Rhinestone fire happening. Okay, look it up, I only have 30 seconds. And then the Capitol, and it was one day, 700 people go to jail. Okay, that's not equal justice. Okay?
Thank you, Jimmy. Okay. David Orich, or Oric?
Close enough.
Thank you.
Uric.
Was it?
Uric.
Uric.
I'm a Lockport resident. I live in Willow, so I am also a Homer Township resident. I am on the side that I do not agree with what Mr. Balich did. What he did was raise that flag, and it was our flag. It's really all of our flag. It's our township. And you represent all of us when you do that. If you want to do that at home, I echo that sentiment too. Have at it. I have people that fly stuff all the time around me that they might get a one-finger salute when I drive by, but that's their right and that's my right. That's freedom of expression. That's our freedom of speech. So do it at home. I walk my dog by Brent's house all the time. He didn't have the balls to do it. He flies it the way I like it though, so I mean, I'll give him that. The other thing I want to come up here and say, I mean, you can go on and on about the flag. A lot of us feel strongly about it. Like I said, do it at home, whatever. Like, the other thing that I do in this community is that I'm an election judge. I have been an election judge since 2018. I was a Democratic election judge. This last year I became a field technician. We're really hurting for people. And we need people, like, a lot of you have said, we need to come together. We need to do this together. And then you guys go right into a story about how you demonize one side and go after the other side, and now your side is right. We need both parties in the election. We are low on both parties being represented as people that are doing election judge duties. And we get demonized by, I'm sorry to say, mostly Republicans, but people come in and they say that we're stealing the election from them. We're your neighbors. I live in Willowwalk. I am the people I see coming to the polls are people that I talk to every day. I'm an election judge and we need your help. Please go to the Will County Clerk's website, see if you qualify. If you don't qualify and maybe you know somebody that does, get them to go. They are also taking high school students. I think you have to be 16 years old and you can get credit for community service. They can do that. They'll look great on a college application. We need people to be election judges. Please, please, just go to the site, see if you qualify. I mean, you'd have to declare one way or the other, and I think the only I don't know all the requirements, but like if you declare as a Republican, you have to vote on the Republican primary. If you declare a Democrat, you have to vote on the Democratic primary ballot. That's really the only thing.
5 seconds, please.
Thank you.
And David, on that note, I think they're also paying $200 a day now for the
Oh
election.
yeah, you get paid.
So-
You definitely get paid. I usually buy myself.
I thought it was 200, but
Just one. You gotta be there by 5 and you leave by 5 o'clock, because I was one.
yeah.
So I understand what he's talking about.
Yes. Okay, Heidi.
I'm not gonna stand up, but I just wanted to say, my name is Heidi and I'm an advocate for community and communities flourish when positive things happen and people respect each other and everyone can have different opinions and different beliefs, but by bringing up the negative constantly and rehashing it and failing to move forward isn't going to help the community grow. That's it.
Dan Bianco. There he is.
Come together.
All right, Dan, 3
All right.
minutes.
To get started, I have done all I can do for this community, from being a poll watcher, an election judge, a PC, precinct committeeman, and a trustee for this village. We need to, and we were a business owner in Homer Glen also. I have seen division in this room. I've seen division at village board meetings. I've seen division in our township. We all need to come together. This is not about one group or one person. What it comes down to is it takes a leader sometimes to do things that are out of the ordinary. And with that said, it's not easy to be that leader. I've been in hard places myself with the things that I've done for our village currently. We had the big thing that was mentioned about open space. There were all the people out there with their pitchforks and shovels telling us all about Walter Farm and open. But just 4 or 5 meetings ago, I had to change it from ES1 to OS1. It wasn't open space. It was under 50 acres. There was a bill that was going to be passed, or they wanted to pass. If it was under 25 acres, that didn't go through the House. But nevertheless, let me move on. When we take and we represent a community, we have to think about everybody. It isn't about one person on that side, one person on that side. It's about all of us. We are a community. So, when that flag was flown upside down, I want to say one thing. Under section 4.8a and B of the flag code, it calls for that flag, when we're under distress, for it to be turned upside down. I get it. Some people say, not my flag on a public building. I kind of get that, but then I don't. You know what? We have 24,500 people that live in the village of Homer Glen and the township combined. With that amount of people, there's 50%, let's say it's 50-50 even at this point, right? But we have 365 days in a year. So one day, that flag was upside down, saying our country is under distress. For that reason of what everybody has spoke to tonight. Everybody is kind of right. We are all right. We're a community working together. But for turning that flag upside down for one day, represented the portion of people in this community that support that. So when the flag flies for 364 days out of the year upside right, it takes a leader to do things that are out of the ordinary. Now, I looked it up just like when it came to open space. I looked it up to see if a municipality couldn't do it or a village couldn't do it. I found nothing, and I asked legal also. There is nothing that says anywhere that the commander-in-chief of a village, of a township, cannot do that. So, for the people you represented, you shouldn't step down, you should step up. You did the right thing for the people in this community.
comments.
Sure, how make it happy.
We're moving on to approval of the minutes.
Okay, we're gonna continue with approval of minutes. Release or not release the May 19th, 2022 executive minutes. I'll make a motion to approve or not. Okay. All in favor? Any nays?
Guys, we can't hear up here.
Any nays?
Go outside if you don't want to be quiet.
Okay, motion passes, thank you. Motion to approve and to release or not release the October 17th, 2022 executive minutes.
I'll start the motion.
Not released, okay.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Okay, motion passes, thank you. And then finally, the motion to approve and to release or not release the May 13th, 2024 executive minutes. I'll make a motion to approve but not release.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Okay, motion passes, thank you. I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who attended the Pet Fest. It was really, I couldn't believe how beautiful the day was that day. The weather was amazing, there was a cool breeze, a lot of vendors under the tents. And I especially want to say thank you to Gianna Rodi, who spearheaded all of the volunteers. She had over 20 volunteers to come out. A lot of students from Rockport. I almost felt like I had nothing to do. So it was wonderful. I mean, I really got to enjoy myself that day, and it was just amazing to see everyone bringing out all their dogs, cats. Someone actually brought a turtle. A little girl, I think she was like 7. She put the turtle cage in her wagon, and she actually went through Pet Fest with her wagon. It was just the most adorable thing. I couldn't stop taking pictures of her. It was so cute. And I do want to say, again, thank you to Gianna with her leadership. Everything ran very, very smoothly. I want to also thank our sponsors, our vendors, and of course, everyone that came out to enjoy themselves that day. So, thank you very much. I think it was a successful event.
Thank you, Vicki. And now we're going to move on to my report on 143rd Street. We do have a lawsuit filed, just the mayor's here, just to let you know. We're going on a fourth judge now. So every time a judge gets this case, they turn it over to a different judge. So now it's going for status. And our attorney said we have a good case, but in my mind, I can't understand why these judges are afraid to take the case.
Oh, I know. Crossing up.
And so that, you know, I don't have an answer to that, but we're going on the fourth one now. So we're still moving forward, and on July 11th, we're going to have the new judge, whatever his name is, and then we'll see if he keeps it. Well, originally I was told it's going to be about 6 months, so that's not a short time. So it's going to keep going, and I hope that we get a judge soon, because then it actually goes to trial. But until we get a judge, it's still in status. It's been filed. Then we need a motion to approve a change in the registrar to the township upon completion of the transaction between the Henry Savings Bank and the credit union. Communication of the, so what happened was we have a bond, and the place that we had the bond out of went out of business or decided to sell to another bank, so now we have to transfer to get the new name. So do I get a motion for that?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Okay. I'll take a roll call. Trustee Klesser?
Yes.
Trustee Shea? Yes. Trustee Bonomo?
Yes.
Trustee Rivera?
Yes.
Supervisor Ballage?
Yes.
Motion passes, thank you.
Okay, the next one's a motion to approve a special use permit for zoning case ZC 24-030 from A1 to C4. We voted on this particular case back in February, and it's going to the Plan Commission finally in the county. And we were in favor 100%. It's a truck dealership. It's not a trucking company, a truck dealership. and they average like 5 trucks a week that they sell. It'll bring in a lot of tax dollars, and it's at 147th in Archer. And there's nothing there right now except wheat by Homer Tree. So it's going to be good for everybody. And you know, we at our planning commission already did vote on it, and then I sent another letter to the county saying that we like the project. I was been in discussion with the lawyer for the truck dealership, and you know, there doesn't seem to be it's going to be no impact on traffic, because the trucks, when they sell them, they jump right on 355. So they're not going to be driving down our streets. So is there any questions on that one? Because we need a motion to approve it again.
I'll make that motion. Second. All right, I'll take a roll call. Trustee Vanilla?
Yes.
Trustee Rivera?
Yes.
Trustee Clausen?
Yes.
Trustee Shea? Yes. And Supervisor Ballard?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes.
Okay, we're going to do a public hearing for the road commissioner now, and he's not raising his taxes either. Need a motion to open the public hearing for Homer Township Road District FY 2024-25 budget appropriation ordinance.
I'll make that
Motion.
Trustee Clausen, okay.
I'll second the motion.
Trustee Vanilla? I'll take a roll call. Trustee Shea? Yes. Trustee Rivera?
Yes.
Trustee Vanilla?
Yes.
Trustee Clausen?
Yes.
Supervisor Ballard?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, is there any public comment?
There are none.
Okay. Mr. Portfolio, do you have anything to say or no?
Real quick, I've been in office 3 years. I've cut my taxes all 3 years, not frozen, I've cut them. The average price for a $250,000 house in the township is less than $1 a week, which is about the price of a cup of coffee for the month. So that's pretty low. I think that's the lowest on your tax bill. And I thank everybody for supporting me for all that I do. And I think it's a wonderful township to do work in. And that's about it.
Thank you. Okay. Motion to we need a motion to adopt that appropriation.
So it's the Homer Township Road District fiscal year 2024-2025 tentative budget as presented and published, equipment and building and road and bridge funds for fiscal year April 1, 2024 through March 31, 2025. Okay?
Yeah.
And then,
We need a motion.
Yeah, I'll make that motion.
Second.
All right, I'll take a roll call. Trustee Shea? Yes. Trustee Vanilla?
Yes.
Trustee Clausen?
Yes.
Trustee Rivera?
Yes.
Supervisor Ballard?
Yep.
Motion passes. Thank you.
Then we need a motion to adopt the road district budget and appropriation ordinance number HTRD 0617. Yeah.
So now
Mr.
we're at D.
We got it mixed up there?
No, I would just call that motion right here. Yeah, so now we're at D.
All right. I motion to come out of public hearing and go into the regular agenda.
I'll start that motion.
Second.
Was that Trustee Clausen?
No.
Trustee Rivera? Second, sorry. I'll take a roll call. Trustee Bonomo?
Yes.
Trustee Rivera?
Yes.
Trustee Shea? Yes. Trustee Clausen?
Yes.
Supervisor Ballard?
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. Thank you.
Okay, Highway Commissioner Portfolio's report.
Hi, everybody, again. A few quick things here. Tax dollars at work, the 2024 roadway paving program was just finished. We did over a mile of repaving in northwest Homer Township, including Smith Road, 138th Street, 140th Street, 136th Avenue, 147th Place. The amount of the
Here's your report.
All right, so the paving program is finished. Orange Crush did a great job. They were the low bidder this year. They were 10% under the engineer's estimate. They got done in 3 weeks with the entire project. They did a fantastic job. More tax dollars to work the 2023 and 4 roadway lighting program has been finished. In all areas of the district where there's 19 miles of road, there are some spots that are dark. So we went ahead and we standardized the 25-foot lighting standard in all the dark areas, and all the small ones that are scattered throughout the township are also standardized for ease of maintenance. That was just finished last month as well. Ditch regrading and culvert replacement, we're active with that. If any of you know of someone that's having issues with their driveway culvert or any other ditching in front of their homes or on their streets that are in unincorporated Homer Township, please let me know so we can help out. This past week we had 3 stretches of ditches and culverts that we're going to be replacing at Gallagher and Bruce Road, 163rd Street and Regents Road. Item 9D, something that I brought up earlier, and Mr. Balich had discussed it. Yes, the township has filed a lawsuit for the veto for the 143rd Street widening. I did urge people to speak to the mayor, who I think just left, about them filing a lawsuit to follow suit, because I think the village is against it as well. I hope they are, because there's a ton of residents that are against it. So I have appeared before the village at public hearings and spoken to the mayor, but it's not up to me. I don't live in Homer Glen. It's up to the residents of Homer Glen to speak to her, to plead with her to also file a lawsuit against Ms. Sharon, which is the executive director of the county board. And lastly, I thoroughly enjoyed, we had a float in the Lockport Canal Days Parade on 6/7. The township had a truck and candy, and the road district did as well. We threw out small beach balls, which was a big hit with the kids. They went absolutely bonkers over. Oh my God! And then Pet Fest I co-hosted with Vicki. She did an unbelievable job setting everything up. We had dog tricks, best dressed dog. We had all kinds of stuff going on. We had the adoptions for the pets as well, and all the vendors. And it went off without a hitch, and it was very well attended, even though there was a lot of heat that day. So kudos to all of them, and I really appreciate participating in that. So looking forward to that next year. That's all I got. Thank you.
Brent, you want to talk a little bit about 143rd Street, how the mileage was long, we had it mixed up. So
yeah, so I don't know who in here is familiar with 143rd, but on the west end of the township at Lamont Road, there's a full intersection there with turning lanes and everything. And then it turns into 2 lanes for 3 miles over to where at Bell Road, it goes back into a full intersection. So there's about 3.2 miles between those 2 intersections, between Bell Road on the east and Lamont Road on the west. And 2 of those 3 miles are not the village. 2 of those 3 miles are the Township Road District. And 1 of those 3 miles is the village. And what I had mentioned a bunch of times at township meetings here every month is that the road district is willing to take over those 3 miles from the county if they decide to do so. And of course, if the lawsuit is successful, that will help move that along. If the lawsuit is not won, it will not help that move along. But as there's many residents in here that have spoken about 143rd Street widening and the negative effects of it, I would ask anybody that lives along that corridor, do not sell the property that the county is asking you to sell to them for eminent domain, because until the lawsuit is decided, you will not get your property back once you give it to them. So you got to understand that part of it. There's no looking back. You can't ask for it back if the lawsuit is successful by the township. Very important. Very, very, very important. That's all I got. Thanks.
Okay, thanks, Brent. And one thing also everybody needs to know, that quick take is stalled in the state. They're not passing it until our lawsuit is done. So everything depends on this lawsuit, whether they can do quick take. Whether the people come to your house and they offer you 10 cents for your property that's worth $100, they're just trying to steal it from you. But they can't do anything right now. It's all stalled. So everyone's got, I'm just repeating it. That way everyone really needs to know it's stalled until the lawsuit is settled. And like I said earlier, they keep changing judges. And I'm going to do my best if they were out whack. Because it doesn't seem right to me. So we're going on our fourth one. So who's afraid of getting somebody angry? Or who's afraid of having to make a ruling to say no? Because remember, part of this project that we didn't know until now is a bridge that's going to go over the Plains River. So it'll connect Plainfield to 143rd Street to our 143rd Street, and then go east to Cicero. So you know what? When they tell you it's not an expressway, I don't know what the hell you call that. That's an expressway. So please, nobody sell your property until this is settled. Okay, Assessor Morella is no report. Collector McGonigal, got a report?
Yeah, I got a short report. So the soft appeal period is over since May 30 for the taxes, but next year, starting February 1st, you can appeal again. If you ever forget those dates, just go to homertownship.com. Those dates are always there. Just remember after the first of the year, check your comparables against your neighbors and comparable houses. If you think there's some off with your taxes, feel free to just soft appeal. Mostly what I do is the website. So in regards to the website, since January, we've got 6,700 new users on the website. So it's increasing, and I just want to thank everyone for using the website. My name is Mike Gondek. Email me if you ever have any suggestions for the website. We had a great suggestion to put the calendar on, so I did a program the calendar. It's on the bottom of the homepage. You can see all the events that way, and I plan on adding more things as we keep doing it. But we do things low budget, so that calendar isn't perfect, but we're not paying anything for it.
All right, good.
Now we'll move on to Township Committee and Trustee reports. The Senior Task Force, Mike Bonomo, Chair, Cindy LaHaas, Vice Chair.
Yeah, one thing I'd like to mention is, you know, with the seniors and veterans, so during the Homer Fest this year, Dan Fialco has given me an opportunity to once again have a senior day, and we include the veterans as well. All the festivities start at 3 o'clock. I ask everybody to contact the Township at 708-301-0522 to let us know that you're coming, because we are going to feed you, we're going to provide entertainment, and we have some surprises for you for the veterans. So ask everybody if knows a veteran, show up. It's going to be a great event, very patriotic, and it's a way of saluting our soldiers to let them know you appreciate them and what they've done for this country. And with the seniors, who I, for the last 3 years, have given them different events throughout the months and throughout the year, it gives them a day to enjoy themselves with live music, food, and some entertainment. So I'm just asking everybody to stop by. At our, we're going to be under a tent starting at 3 o'clock on Sunday, June 30th at Homer Fest. Thank you.
Okay, and then next we'll go to Special Needs Task Force, and that's Angel and Ms. Porfilio.
We're waiting for Trantino.
Yep, we're still waiting on.
Set up programs.
And we are going to the Plan Commission tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. And once it passes there, then we'll be all set, and we should have it up. And hopefully by the beginning of October. We're just, the architect and the person running the project, they have it all ready to go. We're just waiting for approval. And so everybody knows, we're not using that for making money off of the public by having weddings and funerals and all that stuff. This is it's called a civic center, so it's about people. So there's going to be something there for everybody. You know, I've said that many times, but I just want to make it clear. And so one of the people was talking about, what I would call Marxism. Having the government own something and then make money, and the private people can't compete with it. You can't do that. It's wrong. So it's going to go up real soon, hopefully, because I think we met all the requirements finally for the village. Then we'll move on to Resource Management Task Force. That's all the trustees. It's pretty much with Founders Crossing. Angel, do you want to talk about that at all?
So Founder's Crossing, the first phase in, the rehab construction is almost done. We are waiting on one unit to be finished being painted. It's already been sealed, everything's been done, but they're still waiting on the paint match because apparently the company got taken over and they can't match the paint. So it's coming, but it's on back order. So that is it. Everything, all the work looks really good. Everybody got their
And what about the
new
HVAC?
skylights and everything. So HVAC, possibly we may be getting, we still have a little bit of remainder of that grant. So they may be putting that out to bid to get us the 4 units done. And we are going to start concentrating on, the township will be paying for getting the oldest units done. So we're gonna convert. So eventually, we'll be converting everything from the boiler unit systems to regular gas forced heating. Yeah. So we're just, we're gonna do that in order of, obviously, if anybody has any issues with theirs, we'll be starting those, but then we're gonna go in order of the oldest boiler units. So, that's something we'll be working on.
And then as far as the grant goes, we didn't get the grant for next year because there was $6 million in asking money, and there was only $2 million to give out. So they didn't give most of the people anything. So we start again in February of '25, applying for the next round of grants. We have 2.2 million total, and we got basically about 500,000 already. But we got to apply every year.
And there's also some private grants that we can start going after, should we need them, because we're not gonna, have to raise taxes or anything to fix their units, we'll just.
So don't get nervous. We're going to fix stuff, but we ain't going to raise your taxes. Okay, then we go on to, we just talked about founders, trustee reports. Any of the trustees have a report? Mike?
I like to, no, I would just like to say a couple things. First of all, we're gonna have some hot days the next couple of days. Keep an eye on the seniors and older, the people who live in your community. Just make sure that, they're moving around, and if you see a concern, call the sheriff or call someone for aid. Other than that, just, for everyone to be careful the next couple of days. It's gonna be hot.
How about Mike Clausen? Does
Anybody have a quick note? I just wanted to let everybody know that I'm a proud community member. I'm proud to be here, proud to be a part of this community, and I'm proud to be a servant of this board. And we all may not disagree. We all may disagree with each other from time to time. I appreciate everybody's comments. I, like Mr. Fialco, I kind of get it, but then after some research, I don't. The flag was flown upside down for half a day, and it was taken down and righted. And that was Mr. Balch's right to do that. That was all of our right to do that. And I agree with it, and I stand behind him for that. And I'll always stand behind for anyone sticking up for the rights of this country. And to express yourself when it needs to be done. You're not just sitting on your hands.
On your own property.
We're not sitting on our hands. Well, I'm not gonna have a debate with you about it, but you're wrong. But you think I'm wrong, and it's okay. See, it's okay. I disagree with you. But I'm proud to be here, and I'm proud to be a part of this. Whether or not everybody agrees with that or not is totally irrelevant. I'd like to thank everybody for being here. I'd like to thank the sheriff for being here, sheriff's department for being here. All right, that's okay.
I just want to let everybody, we were talking about the flag, and I made a statement, so you can read the statement. I stick by the statement, and I don't regret putting the flag upside down. And I did get a call from our state's attorney, Jim Glasgow, who is a Democrat, obviously, and he told me that I did nothing wrong, and that in his opinion I did the right thing, because the country is in distress. And he told me if anyone tries to do anything to bring some kind of a made-up law or interpretation of the law. He said he would not prosecute. And he called me himself, which is kind of rare because the state's attorney himself is kind of a busy guy. And he didn't have to do that. So I just want to make that clear that state's attorney did step in. It was after we already took the flag down because I went to put it up or I wanted it only up for the day. But I just wanted to make a point and then have a lot of people talk about it, which a lot of people have been talking about it. Because if you know, whether you're whatever party you are or whatever you like or dislike, if you don't start talking about what we're seeing here, we're going to have a big problem. Because if one side keeps saying you stink and the other side says, no, you do, we're in bad shape, right? We can't win. The only one winning are the people that we don't want to win. That's foreigners. And if anybody in this room thinks that, you know, I have no business to say that the illegals shouldn't be allowed here, well, that's your opinion. But if you were to poll everybody in the village, the answer is they don't want it. It's easy to say that we should let all the illegals come, but when they come, then the people that said let them come will be the first ones screaming to get rid of them. When they came to Joliet, all the people in Joliet stood up to the Joliet Township and the city of Joliet, the town of the league. When I filed that illegal immigration law on Christmas Eve morning, you think I had something better to do than sit there and file a law to tell anybody that they drop off illegals here, that they're going to be sent to Chicago and we're going to pound the bus? You think I had something better to do? Of course I did. But that's part of the job. You're supposed to represent the people here. And it's sometimes a difficult task. But I just want to make sure everybody knows that I have no regrets about the flag. And I did not break any laws. So with that, God bless everybody for all your thoughts. We move on to accounting. Motion to approve all payment of bills for May 24. Certificate of deposit, Founders Crossing bond, Founders Crossing general assistance, open space, park developer contribution, park town, road and bridge, and equipment and building.
Make that motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, I'll take a roll call. Trustee Rivera?
Yes.
Trustee Clausen?
Yes.
Trustee Benelmo?
Yes.
Trustee Shade? Yes. Supervisor Vouch?
Yes.
Motion passes. Thank you.
Okay, we have no new business, and the only old business, the micro pantry. We put stuff in there and they're emptying out quicker than we can put it in there. So please put some food in, dog food and cat food and whatever else in those things. Okay, no executive session. Motion to adjourn.
I'll start the motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion passes. Thank you, everyone.